Hello everybody, I hope you're very well and very safe as well. And well, I haven't actually posted a video in a long time, and I decided to do one today. So couple of things that I want to talk to you about. To start with, when I first started out as a hairdresser, makeup artist, everything, the journey itself has been really long and sometimes absolutely crazy and difficult. But like I say, there are absolutely no shortcuts to success. One has to work really hard at whatever they choose to do to make something of their lives. Yeah. So I remember the first time I opened my own salon in Delhi, many years ago, I think 30 odd years ago. And we opened, I had asked Sushmita, she was the reigning Miss Universe at that point in time, to open because I'd worked with her so many times. She came and cut the ribbon. There were about probably 20 people around. I didn't call press, nothing. And so nobody really knew we had opened. And nobody really knew who I was either. So the first few months were just so difficult, I was selling my gold bangles to pay my staff and to pay my rent. And then word of mouth. It's just word of mouth. I never really believed in putting up hoardings or putting ads in the papers or magazines. It was just, I just thought in this line of work, it's word of mouth that counts, yeah? So, word of mouth did one cut. She told 10 friends, her 10 friends came to me, they told another 20, and it started really growing big. And in a span of, I think, 7-8 months, I was chock-a-block, completely booked up. And then it just went on to getting absolutely crazy busy. Like people would get a haircut, get up, go to the counter and take their next 2 appointments. So eventually my appointment book was completely blocked. And if you wanted a haircut, if a new client wanted a haircut, she would have to wait 2-3 months. So it had got to that. That was also the peak of my career, right? And then started slowing down. My finger collapsed. All that happened. So I stopped doing haircuts and I started doing makeup. Just never ever trained. If anybody out there wants to become a makeup artist, you can do it. If you've got that creative juices running through your blood, in your veins, then just go ahead and do it, yeah, so I just put down my scissors, picked up my makeup brush and started doing makeup. So I used to do one makeup in 6 months, and then eventually I ended up doing 30 brides in one day. It was madness. So I started at 6 in the morning and would finish at 9 o'clock at night. So in Delhi, all the weddings happen. The morning brides are all the Sardarni brides, and all the evening brides are all the Punjabi brides. So, everything just would flow one into the other. I have skipped lunches and dinners many times, but it was all my prime youth of my life. All that was great. So that was the beginning of my as a makeup artist and a hairdresser. Well, I'm just telling you this because of the fact that I want to tell you and reinstill the fact that it's only word of mouth that counts where in this profession of beauty is concerned. Yeah, if you do not show results, if you do not show the most amazing things that can happen with changes, that you can give them just the perfect and right change that a client wants, if you can't do that, there's no go in this field. Then I opened in Kerala, and it was just on my Facebook page that I was talking to people, and I thought, okay, fine, there are a lot of people who want me to open in Cochin. So we opened, and the first day after the inauguration, the day of the inauguration, I stayed in the salon because I thought there'd be hordes of people who would want to come in. And I'm equating the whole situation with what happened in Delhi much later, after I became a known name. In Kerala, I went in already a known name because of shows and stuff that I had done. And the inauguration day I have to tell you, there was, I think one person came to look at the salon, and I thought in my head, have I made a huge mistake? Of course, people had never in Kerala seen me, the changes that I could do. On the show, they had seen me do makeovers, but to them, the fact that I can change their look, that keep their basic, the person that they are, their everything about them, their vibe and everything, keep it together and change their look. So anyway, so the second day, and I went back home really disappointed. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I've done, Did I just completely put all my eggs in one basket where my Facebook clients were concerned? I mean, not clients, my friends on Facebook were concerned, and that's why I opened. The next day I went in and I could not walk up the steps or take the lift because there were people all over the place. I went into the salon and I was like, excuse me, I need to get to my appointments. And I asked them, how many appointments do I? They said, ma'am, you're chock-a-block, you're booked the whole day. And I started, and people just stood there and watched, and that magic went on for 2-3 years, It wasn't just, it was actually magical what happened. From that day on, but the second day after we opened, it was just amazing. And then, of course, word of mouth, and people were like just talking about it. And I was constantly saying, no, you don't need to treat your hair, you don't need to straighten it, learn to love your curls, you don't need to think of constantly, I want to be fair and I want to be, just learn to love this chocolate beautiful color of yours, and talking to people. And I found myself so immersed in that whole, just dealing with people from Kerala, where I am from, and it was a world of difference compared to Delhi and Kerala. In Delhi, all those North Indian clients of mine made me theirs, I felt a part of them. I finally learned their culture. In the beginning, it was a shock treatment for me, from Kerala to come here, and everybody's mentality and the way they spoke and everything, it was just a shock for me. But I got to learn how to understand them, understand their culture, and to love them. And when I went to Kerala, they were just my own people, They had already just embraced me with the shows and everything else, and it was amazing. So what I'm trying to come to is the fact that when I finally decided to open my skin and hair care line, I decided to go exactly the same way. Start small and then see where it goes, and start again with my Facebook followers. And I like to call them friends rather than followers, but yeah, so I started small, and I said, if they really like the product, if it's doing magic to their skin, and the hair stops falling, and the hair looks fab, and the skin is polished and beautiful and luminous, and it'll be word of mouth again. Yeah, I mean, if you actually open any magazines or anything, you will not see an ad of mine in there. It's only the people that I speak to on Facebook know about the products, and of course then it's been word of mouth. So in the beginning, I'd given a number and I'd said, you can order from me on this number, and people started ordering. Now, and they asked me for my PDF, and they asked me a lot. Now people just, from wherever they've got the PDF, they just send me, this is my list of products that I want, and these are the details, the banking details, blah blah blah. And so they haven't even asked me for the PDF. So that is word of mouth, because a friend of theirs have told them, and then it's grown from there. So now I'm at a stage where, of course, everything is being shipped from Delhi. So it's been really difficult for people in different various parts to keep waiting. Mostly my people from Kerala wait for 8-12 days, and sometimes they have just flown in. I mean, we have so many Malayalis all over the world, so they have just come into Kerala, and they want the products just before they leave. They say, ma'am, can I get it in a week's time? And I'm like, no, it takes 8 to 12 days, you know. So sometimes I put it on express. We do all sorts of things to try to make sure that people get their products on time. Now, I've decided to launch in Lulu Mall in Cochin. When Trivandrum opens, we will launch there. And when Bangalore opens, we will launch there as well. So I'm in the process. I haven't launched as yet. November 1st is what I'm looking at. And again, it's going to be word of mouth. It's going to be people, I mean, the masses that come into Lulu hypermarket probably don't even know that I have products. It's only the people on Facebook who know it. So when they go in and then they have to, it's going to be an experience for them to then pick it up off the shelf. Then of course all the people in and around Cochin and Trivandrum can actually just go to the mall and pick it up from Lulu Mall. So all this waiting for like so many days is going to be cut out, and in Bangalore as well. You know, people, there are parcels that go all over the world, and maximum parcels go to Kerala, Bangalore, Calcutta, Bombay, and Hyderabad. These are the places, Chennai. These are the places that it goes out to maximum. And so these are also the areas that I'm looking at outlets to start putting the AP products in. So talking about international parcels that go out, hundreds of them go out every week, and it is madness the kind of courier the courier people charge. I mean, to the Middle East and to Australia, it's 2,800 for 1 kilo, just the product weight. And to places like Oman and Kuwait, it's 3,400. It's madness. Of course, then England is England and Europe is 1,900. America, Canada is 1,950. So this is the parcel, the courier charges. Now, you know, I don't, this world is a huge, big world, and I don't know all the duties and customs and everything at all the different ports. I don't. But once you order with me and you pay your shipping and everything else, this part of the deal is done. Now, once the parcel goes to your port, wherever you are, I don't know the formalities over there. I had this client in Australia who ordered for her parents in Malaysia, and a huge order, I think it was her mom's birthday, I'm not too sure. So a huge order that went all the way to Malaysia, and they did not let skin and hair care products into the country. Now, I don't know why that happened, but that whole parcel had to come back. And it's not just one, 2 parcels from Malaysia came back. So that's the 2 parcels that came back from international orders. But also, when I say I don't know what's happening on your port, I don't know if there is customs being charged. I don't know whatever is happening once it reaches, whether it's Canada or New York or London or Germany. I don't know. So that's probably why I did not mention it before this. But I have had 3 people get back to me and say, ma'am, I was charged X amount of euros in Germany that I had to pay to get. I said, show me the picture. Saw the picture. It's a customs thing. And somebody in Dubai, and her order was massive. And I know you will know who I'm talking about. I mean, the person who paid whatever she had to pay to get those products. She says, I don't care what I have to pay, I just want my products. But then yesterday I had a really nasty experience with this lady in Canada who was charged $24 for customs, and she just got rude with me. Now, you know, I have to tell you, I am not used to people being rude with me. Yeah, you can ask me questions and all that, but when you get nasty with me, then I'm not expecting it, and especially from people from my Facebook page, you know. So I tried telling her, listen, I don't know what your customs are, what is happening on that side. And I've got 3 people who've told me that I was. Now, maybe all the hundreds of parcels that have gone out, People have been charged customs. I don't know. But none of you have gotten back to me and told me. Ma'am, yes, the lady in Germany said, ma'am, I don't know what this is, and I thought I'd paid up for everything. And so listen, when parcels go internationally, I don't know what the port in your country, what their regulations are. So please find out before you place orders if you will have to pay. I mean, and most of them are repeat orders, most of them. So all of you, either you know that you have to pay X amount or you haven't been charged. And whatever, however it goes. But from India, there's a huge amount of paperwork that goes into sending out skin and hair care products to any place when it leaves the Indian port. And is why we take time. The office takes time. Once it leaves the office, the courier company itself needs a lot of feedback. So it's not just your name, address and phone number. I need your email ID also, because from now on they're just going to mail you the details of your your tracking ID. So I just want to tell you all that this is what it is. International, I don't know all these details that happen once it goes there. If you all are having to pay an X amount out, please let me know, because then I will know what it is, So somebody says I'm ordering from Germany, I can tell them, listen, you may have to pay customs, or you may not have to, I don't know, please find out from your port first. So these are things that I want to tell you. Another thing I wanted to speak about is the Gopi's banana peel extract treatment cream. Gopika, my sister, has, it's a treatment cream for pigmentation and dark marks and everything else. And the feedback that I've been getting is just tremendous. It's just amazing because the ingredients are fabulous. So it wasn't a very user-friendly cream because it was really dark and, so you put it on, leave it on for 2 hours, especially the pigmented area, and then wash it off after 2-3 hours. And people were doing that. But she's made it much more user-friendly now. Now she's using the banana peel extract oil, so the cream stays white and it doesn't turn color into a brown, deep brown. So it's much more easier to use. Another treatment, the treatment creams, I personally, the AP line doesn't have any treatment creams or treatment products. They only help to sustain or to clear up skin and then to sustain it all your life, to keep it clean and beautiful and smooth and lush and everything else. But when you have pigmentation and you have acne that has left back dark spots and all that, you need treatment products to take off that, that years of having that pigmentation on your skin. Pigmentation, first find out the root cause of it. It could be a reaction to the PPD or the ammonia or the peroxide or whatever, all the chemicals that are used in hair color. That is mainly the reaction that happens, the pigmentation happens. And to clear that, it's been a struggle for a lot of people. So the vitamin C serum is another treatment. It clears your skin up. It's beautiful. It's people say, ma'am, it's like I did Photoshop on my face, That's what the vitamin C serum does. And the banana peel extract treatment cream, which is in a much more user-friendly, revised version of itself. And this, and the vitamin C goes on to a clean face. Always give it a gap of 5-10 minutes, and then you go on to putting on, layering on your other products. All right. And if I am still stuck on people making their own vitamin C serum with the ascorbic acid or the pure vitamin C powder. If you have very, very dark marks, please make your own serum. It's just a question of mixing half a teaspoon and 2 tablespoons of water. Sterile water or distilled water, and mixing it, keeping it in a dark glass bottle and making it every week. It's not such a big deal when you can see the changes that happen on your face. And once those changes happen, please, then you can shift to the ready-made vitamin C serum. All the people who are really lazy to make their own serum, you can, of course, just pick up the ready-made serum. So what I do is I use the mix that I have made. I use it at night, and the daytime, if I'm not stepping out, I just use the ready mix. So these are things that you can do. You can mix the two, you can do whatever it is. Yeah? I think I've covered just about everything that I wanted to speak about today. So yeah, we are coming into Lulu, Cochin to start with. 1st of November, I'll be there. So if you really do want to meet me face to face and talk to me about your skin and hair, not for too long, but to the point, we can decide to meet somewhere in Cochin. Yeah, I don't have a salon anymore in Cochin, but maybe in Lulu itself. Let me know if you would like to meet me on the 1st of November, because that's when we launch in Lulu Kochi. And Lulu Trivandrum and Lulu Bangalore, I will let you know when it's. Right now, this is what is happening in my life right now. So pretty excited. So people who are waiting to order, people are flying in on the 1st or 2nd of November and then flying out in 5 days. You can just go to the mall and pick it up at the hypermarket. So these are things that I want to speak to you about, and I shall see you all really, really soon. And I hope you stay really fit and healthy and safe. Everybody, please take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.